Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow YouTubers. Welcome to another edition of Living Simply and Fun. I'm your host, Rita, aka Aries, and this here is Aaron.
Yeah, that's me. So, anyways, today we had a new taste, and we like our sausage biscuits and gravy, and sausage gravy on biscuits. Some call it shit on a shingle. Pardon the French. So, anyways, we found this new product from Banquet. Yeah, it says new right there. Deep dish sausage and gravy.
There's a ham and potato version too that we haven't tried yet.
Anyways, my thoughts on it was extremely good. For probably the best pot pie I've ever had from Banquet. And I've had quite a few. Cholesterol's not too bad on here. Sodium's a little high, and saturated fat's really high, but at 50% for the saturated fat. But it was still really, really good, and at 89 cents, I'm not going to complain terribly. I won't eat them for, like, every day.
Unless they're 50 cents at Walmart.
Well, even then, because of the amount of fat in them, I probably wouldn't eat that much. But I would have them maybe once a week, maybe twice a week.
450 calories for one little pot pie.
No, it's not the calories. It's 50% saturated fat. That's 50% of your daily value. So you better be careful eating any fat the rest of the day. Unfortunately, a lot of cheap meals are high in fat, so you kind of got to watch a little bit. So, anyways, that was our taste for lunch.
I just want to say before I toss this away that the nice people at Conagra's got to be thanked for it, because Conagra brought out the Banquet pot
and we have a Conagra
factory
right here in town. So if they happen to be made here in town, thanks for making them. If they're not, well, still thanks to all those workers out in our town who make stuff for Conagra.
I think ours is French fries.
Quite frequently, but they make a lot of things there. So, on to what we had for dinner. We had breaded fish. Rita had her usual Van de Kamp's, I think it was, or was it Gorton's? I think it was Van de Kamp's.
Gorton's, I think.
Gorton's, okay. Anyways, you get about 3 meals per bag. It's about $4 a bag, so that's about $1.33 per meal. I can't really complain. I use great values, breaded fish, fillets, and the same price, same number. So, well, it's $1 cheaper roughly. So, mine was like 75 cents to $1 for my meal. And then we tried this mac and cheese. So that was $2.49 from, I don't even know what.
Yeah, it's Western. It's a Walmart brand. Great value.
Great value. Okay.
It's trying to beat the Craft of Luck version, you know.
It's still out there, or did I throw it out?
Yeah, there's another one. It's in the cupboard. It's unopened.
Ah, yes, it is great value. Premium mac and cheese.
It's trying to
cheddar.
It's trying to yeah, this is trying to mimic the Kraft. I don't think the Kraft could be beat.
We had that for dinner. This is $2.49 a box. Luckily, it doesn't require any milk or butter. It's again pretty high in sodium, but otherwise it's pretty decent for what you get. Except for it doesn't taste that great for $2.49.
The Kraft or the Velveeta is a lot better in my opinion.
Heck, I'd rather go with some of those Goldfish Parmesan ones or the nacho cheese one. It's 98 cents, and 2 boxes of that are still cheaper than that, and you get a lot more to eat.
Yes.
And it tastes better.
Exactly. I'm just saying, if I had to choose between this and Kraft, I'd go with the Kraft, because the Kraft is better. I bought 2 boxes of this thinking, it'd be good as Kraft, but it wasn't, so.
I mean, it wasn't bad. I would probably do it again, except for, as I said, there's cheaper stuff on the market.
The Western Family's version, or the premium, great value version of the premium shells and cheese wasn't my liking either from the Walmart, so I'd say Velveeta is better, so.
Yeah. So, that about does it for our food talk.
Before we go, I just want to say one of the things I've decided to do in life is to try out every type of mac and cheese possible that's brand names and non-brand names, just so I can say yay or nay, what's good or bad.
then you should have listened to me last month when I pointed out the Annie Ann's at 75 cents a box. That stuff's usually $1.99 a box.
Where?
It was at Safeway.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, and
I'm not going to
that's
complain.
one of those organic ones. I really don't know much about organic mac and cheese. I mean, oh well, you know. I'm not even going to get going there because I'll probably look like an idiot because I really don't know much about organic stuff. I know that it's all naturally raised, but does mac and cheese grow on a plant? I know that's not true. It's made out of other things like wheat and grains and stuff, and I guess they mean there's no fertilizer in the wheats and grains that went to make the macaroni, and that the cheese was all hand-fed of natural grains rather than, you know, genetically engineered stuff.
Like Monsanto.
I really think, though, that that'd be really difficult to only feed your, you know, the cows all genetically or non-genetically engineered, organically grown with no pesticides or anything. Feed a cow only that, because that's a lot to feed a cow. And then to have the cow not have any growth formula or anything like that, I guess that could be done pretty easy, but you know, in this day and age, I really can't see them getting that much feed to make sure that the cow is 100% organic.
If you're your friend that wants organic fed Kobe beef, then yeah, or whatever.
Don't even get me going on him. So, anyways, we did come up with a brief topic today: is difficult decisions. These are things that are never fun. And really, it's something that, in trying to have a simple and fun life, they still occur. And usually there's no simple solution. And sometimes we make difficult decisions, though, that don't need to be a difficult decision either. But Rita kind of came up with one today that was a rather difficult decision. And luckily, we really don't. She didn't have to deal with it too bad. She was able to work it out without having to make a difficult decision. So, which usually there is an option, but hopefully you got time to think it out beforehand, because
for example, I was watching a movie, and if you sit there and the narrator's talking in the movie, and this was a movie called Shawshank Redemption. The guy spent 30 days, a month before we went to Red to talk to him about a little rock hammer. For 30 days, he was trying to figure out how to escape the prison. He finally did by taking a rock hammer, picking through the wall, and taking 19 years. But he used his mind to say he's getting out of there, you know. And if you put the story together, it took him 30 days to figure out how to go about it. And you know.
And sorry, Rita's difficult decision today is kind of a personal issue, so it's not something we'll talk about exactly. So I can't very well use it as a scenario or, you know, kind of give you an example of it. But, for instance, though, I had to make one back when I was a teenager. I had this dog that I cared about in the greatest. It was always with me, went everywhere I went for the most part. He wasn't a service dog, though, and didn't go to stores. But he didn't want to separate from my side. Luckily, Moppy's like that, too. But, this dog meant so much to me. It was a Chinese Shar-Pei named Wrinkles, and he got really sick, and even though I was like 15 or 16 years old, maybe 14 even, I'm sorry I can't remember the age exactly that I was, but my dad put the decision in my hands to decide whether to put him down or not. And there really was no solution other than to do it, or watch him suffer. So.
And we really don't want to see our furry friends suffer.
Exactly. But so that was an extremely difficult decision, because I didn't want to be the one to say, take my dog, you know, let him die.
If Blizzard had that illness, Aaron's been in the family as a dad for Aaron. He'd have to make the decision, because I could not see myself doing that to my own Blizzard.
I can totally understand. So, yeah, I know it's a little bit of
morbidity. Morbidness.
No, it's just not a very fun topic, and it just shows no matter what you try to do in your life to always be happy and at peace with everything, there will always be something that comes up now and then that is like a catch-22. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. And
As
no
my
way
mama
out of
would
it,
say.
really.
You're between a rock and a hard place.
So I just thought it was important to talk about, and sometimes it might be a good idea to take up a piece of paper and try to figure out all the pros and cons of both decisions, and maybe try real hard to think if there's any other possibility. It's one of the few times where you might have to do some real work
Soul searching, as my mama would say.
with yourself, because work doesn't always happen to be like working at a canning factory or cleaning up dust out in the parking lot, or sweeping the store, or mopping a floor, or folding clothes, or it might not be something you're paid for, but work also happens here and up here. Sometimes you have to work to better yourself too, and sometimes we need to figure out how to make the right decisions, even though it seems like neither decision's a good one, or maybe there's a third one, we just ain't seeing it, and so we need to sit there and think about it for a while. So anyways, that's just something I wanted to bring up, just because I think it's a good idea that the people who are watching this don't think that we're always happy-go-lucky and carefree all the time, and dancing with pixies throughout the field and hugging trees and stuff. It's not what we do. But we do have complications in our life too that aren't necessarily the greatest thing. So with that said, I have nothing further.
I have nothing more to say because he took the words out of my mouth. So before I shut off, I will say please add and subscribe if you haven't. Please add us as a friend if you haven't. And please post comments in the box with suggestions.
And go Tribe. This is the year you win the World Series.
Maybe. I haven't checked the standings lately.
I'm just keeping my fingers crossed. They never won it when I was growing up there. So, and I'm still a Tribe fan. So, all right, thanks.
No, and please post comments in the box.
And any suggestions for topics, ideas for the show, etc.
Just send it into
There's
our
a box
inbox or private or post comments. Thank you.